Did you see the shitty mixtape game, the Nepo Baby Project? Wait, what? I have not seen that. What is that? I have not seen that. Wait, mixtape? This game? So what is this shit?
Tonight, we're invited to Camille Cole's beach party. It's the tits, it's the jam.
Verbose products for the gifts to Vampire. Thank you.
College kids, rich kids, athletes, horse girls, skaters. It's teenage high society. Right now, we have no booze, but we do have some leads. We'll start at my house, then on to Cassandra's, free drinks at our secret hideout, then arrive beachside at 9:45 p.m.
I don't get it.
No way.
I did it last time.
I look like a child. I can't hand over money with these little hands. Slater, you do it. You're the one with the mustache.
What is this about?
Go eat it!
You are expelled, Stacy Crawford.
If I find you at that party, and I will find that party, you'll spend 24 hours in detention. I promise you that.
One last night.
What's demanded of us?
What is this?
It's the cops.
Be chill, it's chill.
Are they gone?
This year, I want to ride a flaming stallion of delinquency.
What? Wait, what is happening?
Most of the time, I'm wondering if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? To have the optimal teenage experience.
The teenage experience is unobtainable.
Jeez.
Trio of young adults have driven a shopping cart onto the island.
I don't... What is this?
Okay, something's happening. Almost. Woo! Back in business, baby!
I don't get it. So what do you do in the game?
Holy...
Nothing? Like, what is... I don't get it. What is... Oh, here we go. All right.
A huge game that has been going around.
Wait, this, hold on. This, this is a playthrough video. Okay.
Can I spin?
I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how carts work.
Police officers are crashing.
This is a terrible idea! What are we doing?
Don't touch the controls. Okay, I'm not gonna touch it. Let's see what happens. I thought I was gonna do it. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Does it actually just play itself?
What?
I think it does.
I can explain to you exactly what this is, all right? So this game is to gaming. Have you guys seen, like, of course you've seen this. Imagine a dude from America, all right? Now imagine he's in the bathrobe and he has a Chinese store katana. That's exactly what this is, but to gaming. It's like the equivalent of like that to a samurai is like this game to gaming. It's like...
No way it just plays itself. Damn.
He's not even playing. He's literally not playing.
Wow.
I was about to say, like, the graphics look pretty good, like, to be honest. Like, they look interesting. It was a very interesting art style graphically, but it's not even really a game. Like, nothing's happening. You're telling me there's like an entire like segment of like riding a cart and like you can't even play it? Like, that would have at least been kind of fun. Wait, they give this game a test. Shut the fuck. No. I don't believe it. Hold on. IGN game rating mixtape. Holy shit. One of the 2026 very best games, 10 out of 10. No, dude, there's no way. There's a Rev video about it. Woke industry shills find out. Dude, this just came out.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So in this video, we're going to be checking in on the surefire game of the year for 2026, Mixtape.
Holy
This
crap.
is the most astroturfed game we have seen in quite some
Wait,
time.
1,200 in game?
The entire industry seems to be backing up this project, whether it's games journalists, activists, and shills on social media. They are trying to psyop you and convince you this is a masterpiece of a game.
Jeez.
However, no matter how much shilling we see and no matter how many massively...
The LGBTQ plus tag. Yes. Yes. Game of the year, surely.
positive reviews we see from the industry.
Because, like, when I want to buy a game, the first thing I look at is it gay? You know, like, that's the first thing I do. I go to a game store, right? Like, I go to the local GameStop and I say, like, hey, I'm thinking about picking up this game. What do you think? And it's like, I talk to the person in front, like, but like, how gay is this game though? Or like, you know, when I go in and I go into the GameStop and I'm like, I'm looking for a game. And the person at the store goes, oh, well, what kind of game are you looking for? Something gay. You know, like, what?
You are not convincing gamers this is the masterpiece they want you to believe it is.
Oh, man.
In fact, we are now seeing those same shills and journalists crashing out, realizing that this game...
There are certain types of games that I'll want to look for to see if they're gay. Even like visual novels. I can see that if it's like a visual novel, but like, I mean, is that what this is? Is this like a Western visual novel?
Game did not take off like they expected. They are realizing how powerless they are to the actual target audience.
Like fair enough. I mean, I have like, what was it? I have what was that game? I got that Kindred Spirits on the Roof game. I got that one, and I got like some other gay visual novels, but
Audience of these studios, which should be gamers, because despite all the astroturfing, right now Mixtape on its 4th day of release has 11.
Kindred Spirits pretty good. I haven't had time, honestly. I like Sonohana.
100 in-game players, and that's because this is nothing more than a 3-hour-long animated slot film. It has less choices, less buttons to press than probably the concurrent player amount you're going to see.
But like to be completely fair, I did also play a visual novel about World War II in space, where you have to fight against lolly Austrian painter, and then yeah.
About a month when this game completely falls off a cliff, and that's for good reason.
That was quite a
game. For those who
game.
have seen, this is a very unimpressive game. I mean, it's clunky, it's awkward, and it relies on 90s nostalgia.
No, not Strike Witches. Here, I don't want to show the whole thing. I already talked about this before on stream, but I'll just show you real quick. This game right here. It's World War II, but in space, and all of the dictators are waifus. That's Stalin. That little girl is Stalin. And that's well, you know, see, I told you she's Stalin right there. And what did I say right here? It's just like Grobbles and you know. The only man, by the way, I just need to point out, the only man leader is the USA, because you don't fuck the USA. You know what I mean, guys? I mean, I didn't make the game. I didn't make the game.
That doesn't even make sense. Ask anyone who went through the 90s at an appropriate age. This doesn't look like anything they experienced. In fact, this looks like the work of someone who's in their 20s currently, who only knows the 90s through pop culture, movies, what have you. And despite all of this, the low numbers and everything...
Yes.
Journalists primarily have been coming together to create a cringe circle around this game, to elevate it and promote it no matter the cost. These scores are absolutely ridiculous. You would think this is a generational level of success. But again, like I said, it's not panning out. They tried so hard to prop up this game.
Holy shit, dude. They got so many high scores.
Just not working. We saw that the other day when I talked about this, and now we're a few days out since release, and we're basically taking a step back and looking at the shills who promoted this so hard, and they're crashing out. They are realizing, like I said, how powerless they really are. look at the desperate efforts like this. Mixtape has completely exceeded my expectations. It has no right to be this good. Ignore the Twitter buzz. It's genuinely fun. I played an hour. That last part's hilarious. You played basically half the game right there. But anyways, ignore the Twitter buzz. Yeah, ignore what you're seeing with your own eyes. You can literally just watch one of the clips or the compilations from this game and get a pretty good sense that it's garbage. But no, ignore the Twitter buzz and trust the journalists and the shills.
Dude, all I gotta say is for the people that always talk about cultural appropriation, they're appropriating gaming culture. This is,
And trust people like this who, by the way, if you click on the hidden replies, oh, it is brutal. Yeah, no opinions other than ones that support the OP are welcome here.
Thank you so much for the
So you can see these are all manually hidden replies. So like, what do you do in the game? Here's another one saying you might be gay. Here's another one saying this game is not a 10 out of 10. Stop trying to claim it is. So you appreciate slop and garbage. That doesn't surprise me. What are these bots?
Dude, it's actually so crazy how out of touch these people are with the actual gamers. It's so weird, right? Like the entire point of these reviews and these gaming magazines is to inform the public as to how a game is so that people can make an informed decision as to whether or not to purchase a game. So it's just so weird to me.
Talking about. It's the most
They're so
brain-dead
out of touch.
gameplay. There is none. It's dying already. Has less players than Marathon.
Jeez.
Basically, this game's an absolute disaster, and those propping it up, they cannot handle a different opinion about it. In fact, this is how low people are going. If Mixtape was a movie, I wouldn't have been able to have so much fun doing this. I'm glad you're saying, if it was a movie. I mean, it literally is a movie. It's a 3-hour-long animated film. That's basically it.
Yeah.
But you can see the quotes here.
But I'm gonna be real though, I don't really have a problem with that. It's just I honestly don't have a problem with experiences that are like sort of video games, but then they're not really. But like to give a thing like that, like a 10 out of 10 is wild, right? Like when it has no, yeah, exactly. Don't call it a game though. Like call it an experience or something like that. Like there are like plenty of games like this. Well, not really. I mean, yeah, I'll just say that there are plenty of games like this, right? That are, you don't really do much. Like there's like that Voltron game that came out a while ago that was like a 3D, it was basically a VR experience where you're like watching Voltron, but it's like in first person, stuff like that. And they have plenty of games like that. It's just to give it a 10 out of 10 is crazy for like a thing that doesn't have any gameplay.
You had fun doing this? Yeah, whatever they're doing here doesn't look very fun to me. Here's another one saying, if that's the most fun thing you've ever done in a video game, you must flip.
Yeah, it was called Voltron. Hold on, I bought it. DreamWorks Voltron Chronicles for PC. It's actually, yeah. I mean, it had a little bit more gameplay, actually, to be fair. And a little bit more story. Yeah, it had a little bit more gameplay, to be fair, but yeah.
When you discover a calculator, yeah, they're getting hit with multiple languages in the quotes dunking on them. That's when you know you have an absolute stinker of a tweet. But here's a totally not self-aware at all post. This user saying, I'm losing my mind with the absolute state of gaming discourse right now. There is literally nothing woke about Mixtape. If you actually look at the game for more than 2 seconds, it's a pure, nostalgic love letter to being a teenager skating and the music that shaped us. It's about as universal as a story gets. Do you guys feel like this is a universal story? Do you think everyone in this audience just understands Mixtape? That is a wild claim, but anyways, they continue.
Yeah.
But of course, the usual circle of grifters is out there, inventing a complete fantasy narrative just to farm engagement and stir up fake outrage. They aren't even playing the games they're yelling about anymore. They're just lying to your face because rage bait pays the bills. It's exhausting. Stop falling for the grifts and just look at the actual game. I'm begging you. See, that's the problem. People are looking at the actual game and they're rejecting it because this is boring.
I literally just saw the Hasbin Gold
It's slop. And blaming the grifters, aka people that disagree with you, is nothing short of copium. Also, what I find very funny is
I think they share this. Honestly, I feel like this is a branding issue, really, because I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like I just talked about it. I don't have a problem with experiences like this, right? But like labeling it as like a game, like a video game, when like it has very minimal gameplay is just weird. But I feel like that is where the disconnect is with the community. Is they should have just not even said that. They should have just said it was like an interactive experience or an interactive movie. It would have done way better.
You're correct. There's nothing woke about this game. Nobody's claiming the game itself is woke. The only thing people are claiming is that it's trash and that it's being supported by everyone in the industry. It is astroturfed. That's why people are rejecting it. The games journalists, the shills, the activists, they're shoving this in your face.
I don't know enough about the game to say whether it's propaganda or not. I don't know.
Saying it's a masterpiece. And gamers are saying, no, this looks like trash. Like, no matter how many people, including woke people in the industry, want to shove this game in your face, they're not interested. Gamers are not interested in this at all. And speaking of the nostalgia, people are starting to pick apart the sort of nostalgia on display here. This whole cassette thing right here is really backfiring. People are pointing to a particular scene when they try to rewind a cassette.
They don't know. They don't know.
That with
some stereos, you still inserted them tape side down. So it's not even like universally a wrong thing to do it that way. That's my point. I'm trying to be fair here, guys.
Pencil, and people are picking it apart, right? They're basically saying this does not actually happen. In fact, we had a VTuber here who is a retro
I'm always
VTuber
fair.
Come through and actually test it out, and great Corona figure in the background.
Yeah, see, my mom was right about that.
But they try this,
yeah, you don't
it
do it
doesn't
that way.
work.
That part
to the surprise
true,
of no one, right? It shows that they don't even know what they're doing. They're trying to nostalgia bait a time they know nothing about.
That part is a fair criticism.
People are furious in the replies, saying, "Who gives a F? Did you know that if you whistle anywhere in the world, your horse won't magically appear behind
Wait, what? I was lied to the whole time. What?
you?" Oh,
I didn't know that.
A Red Dead Redemption reference there. Yeah, I think people understand that. But also, this game is cashing in on nostalgia and doing it horribly. That is the point. Also, this is an appeal to triviality. They're like, oh yeah, who cares? Okay, so why do you care? Also, like, if it doesn't matter that much, why didn't they just...
okay, okay, here, I'm going to try to be fair here. People on the other side now, right? People who care about nostalgia really care about that stuff, to be fair. Like, if you're gonna, like, bait people with nostalgia, they're gonna want it to at least be kind of accurate. Yeah, it ruins, like, the immersion of it for people that experienced it.
I don't understand.
That's fair.
If it's really that simple, just get it right. But, of course, as pointed out by the VTuber here, they're getting threats against them. Literally just for trying to rewind a Chipmunk Christmas mixtape.
Damn.
Just a Chipmunk Christmas cassette tape. That's it. That's all they did. That's all they did, and they're getting...
Dude, I'm actually so curious, chat. Like, how many of you guys have never used, like, a cassette tape player ever? Type, like, 1 in chat if you've never used one ever. Okay, you know, there's still a lot of people that have used them before.
Threats. That's absolutely insane, by the way. But Reddit's not happy about this either. Go figure. Never would have seen this coming. So people are making memes saying, OMG, Mixtape is so good. Mixtape gameplay with all the buttons removed. And the gaming circle jerk, known for their complete and utter crash outs.
Very, very fair
gamers when the game
here.
is not military propaganda, okay? And the comments say, is Mixtape a big enough game to even be getting this backlash? It's 3 hours long. Who cares? This user says, people like to claim they do not care about reviews or games journalists and then hate on it.
It's because people feel betrayed by games journalism. It's because it wasn't always like this. Back in the day, people would get their news from these gaming outlets. They would get them from magazines, websites, and they generally gave you an idea of like how a game was. And people remember that time. So it's like of course people are going to be upset by it. That's why people are mad. They're mad because the entire gaming's journalism has become a joke and no longer fulfills its function at all. That's why.
The game they did not play just because IGN liked it. I have only ever even heard of Mixtape from chuds complaining about it. So you think people are pathetic for not liking what journalists have to say, but you're getting caught up in what the chuds have to say about it? Like, you're following enough of these people you hate to get sort of a gauging of what this game is all about or what the chuds think. I think that's just another level of pathetic here, and also this whole thing is just copium.
Wait, hold on. No, people don't care about journalists being garbage. They're mad because investors and stakeholders are swayed by the journalists because they only care about the money. Yeah, which means they're being garbage. They're not fulfilling their function. The function of games journalism is to inform people properly, and they're not performing their function correctly. So they are garbage, and that's why everyone's mad. It's not about them being real minors. It's the fact that these are the same type of people that bitch about Anime Cures Vimo. True. That is a good point.
Right? All of a sudden now it's such a small of what this game is all about or what the chuds think. I think that's just another level of pathetic here, and also this whole thing is just copium, right? All of a sudden now it's such a small game that nobody's allowed to care about it. Well, it seems like the journalists care a lot about it. They care a lot about it enough to give it a perfect score, a 10 out of 10. That's absolutely insane, but you're not allowed to point out, wow, there seems to be a lot of astroturfing for this game, this tiny game, this insignificant game that's getting the attention of everyone in the most popular.
Real question though, like, is there a website that's an actual games journalism website that people trust? Like, why isn't there? I guess there's no money in it. Maybe that's why. Gametsu, YouTube. I guess true. YouTube, Smash JT. Yeah, this is like content creators basically.
Positive reviews.
It's kind of like, I feel like there should be, but at the same time, I think I'm okay with it being just content creators. I'm fine with that. Then you could just pick who you trust, right? And you could just pick who you trust and go with it.
Ever see. Yeah, I think it's very, very normal as a gamer to go out and start looking at this and being like, what's going on here? Because once you actually look at the gameplay, the quote-unquote gameplay, you realize it's garbage and not deserving of a 10 out of 10. I mean, bringing up IGN, yeah, I think it's valid to say, how are you giving this a 10 out of 10? Especially given the history of IGN basically being the inverse of what you should do. The higher the rating, the worse the game is, right? If you're seeing a 6 or a 7, you might actually be onto something decent. But if you see a 9 or a 10 from IGN, you know you're looking at straight garbage.
Inverse ratings,
in fact,
man.
I have a very strong feeling we'll be talking about this one tomorrow. IGN gave an 8, a great score to Directive 8020, which is going to be another fantastic performance, I'm sure. I'm sure this is going to light the gaming world on fire when it launches officially tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see on that one, ladies and gentlemen. But
guys, this is why AI is so amazing. AI is going to shit on all of these companies that are forcing us to play their games. It's going to shit on them. I can't
overall,
wait.
the shills are coping and they're doing everything they can, including doing the all reliable, and that's to deny SteamDB numbers. One of these shills here saying, I always find it super funny the lengths people will go to try to bring something down a peg when people are enjoying it. From conspiracy theories to SteamDB watching like their gamer cred depends on it. A hilarious waste of time. Well, here's the problem. The SteamDB numbers are atrocious.
Jeez.
Like, think about how viral this game is. It's got industry support left and right. And it's getting incredible amounts of attention on social media, and yet it translated to nothing. Absolutely nothing. So yeah, I think the SteamDB numbers are reliable. They have shown themselves to be reliable time and time again. But of course, there's one more thing to look at here. The Game Awards. The check cleared, ladies and gentlemen. Mixtape is now available as their post right here. Anytime the Game Awards starts posting about this stuff, you know, they had
the reason people don't like it is because this shit's so fake. It's so fake. Like, it's propped up completely.
Good payday.
And it's like, people don't like
this
that.
Game wins anything at their award show. I mean, if it wasn't obvious already, you shouldn't care what they think. It'd be abundantly clear.
It's like High Guard. Dude, High Guard was really bad. Like, I really gave it a chance. Like, I really wanted to like it. It was just bad. Just wasn't. The game didn't know what it wanted to be. It had an identity issue.
After that. But anyways, that's going to do it for the update involving Mixtape. Like I said, we have a lot more to talk about. There's a lot going on in the gaming industry. But if you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like. Consider subscribing to the channel, turning on those notifications for daily uploads over here, as well as multiple streams a week on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.
It's great that Rev is streaming now. That's great. I would say it's unbeatable, but that game had decent gameplay. It's just an awful story. And Reginald Livingston says, AI is the solution to the whole situation. the chuds can produce good games, and most of us can enjoy independently or at AA cost. Yeah, it's gonna really open things up for indie studios. So there's gonna be more competition because indie studios will be able to develop things at a higher level in terms of like graphics, right? Because it's really expensive. This is why you see a lot of indie studios develop with, you know, stock assets, or like they use kind of like a minimized sort of art style that's like easier to do. Kind of like, you know, pixel or anything like that. It's why you see a lot of indie pixel games, because it's a lot cheaper than doing hyper realistic stuff, right? So unless you're using assets, you're gonna see with AI a lot of smaller studios able to perform at the current level of AAA studios. And it's going to be that way for a while until AAA also starts to do that. And then it just basically moves the bar up for everybody, I think, at least in terms of capability. I think those who weren't around when Game Informer would give actual legitimate ratings. Well, it's not just, it's like all of the game magazines used to be pretty legit, at least in my experience. You know, EGM, Game Pro, I don't even know how many of these are still around. You had Nintendo Power back in the day too, PC Gamer, stuff like that.